So if you are a runner or someone that sits a lot and you want to improve your posture, your performance and your hip extension, then this video is for you. So we all know when you sit down a lot, you get tight in the hip flexors and the glutes seem to switch off a little bit. So I've got 4 amazing exercises that help you switch on your glutes and your hamstrings a little bit more so you can run and perform better. Right, so the first one up is going to be the donkey kick. This is a fantastic exercise to get into the glutes and also get into the hamstrings a little bit to connect into your back kinetic chain and help with that hip extension as well. So you're going to get yourself a nice mat and then you're just going to set yourself up nice and easy. So just have the hands underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips, and then we're just going to engage the core so the spine's in that nice neutral position. Keep the shoulders down, so take them away from the ears. And then from here, you're just going to push into the hands. So we're not collapsing into the scapula, but we're not pushing through, but we're arching through the back at the same time. So you're kind of in that nice neutral position. And then from here, you're just going to engage that core, spine's nice and neutral, and then we're just going to really lift one leg up towards the ceiling, nice little squeeze at the top, and then take it back down. So making sure you're staying nice and connected through the core, spine staying nice and neutral. You're getting that full range of motion that's good for you. And then taking it back down. So there's a few common things that I see with this time and time again. And these are things that you obviously want to eliminate when you're doing this exercise. So first one is people will get their hands underneath the shoulder, but they just start to collapse into the scapula, i.e. the chest will come down towards the floor. So that's one to avoid. Another one is when we're in this position, they're going to bring their foot up towards the ceiling, and then you see them kind of collapse into the lower back. So they start to arch into this back. The stomach goes down towards the floor. They feel like they're getting loads of height, but the muscle's not doing the work, the spine's doing the work. So we're just bending. So we want to avoid that, and we just want to keep that engaged, bringing this up nice and controlled, and allow that muscle to do the work to bring that leg up. So stick with that and you should go a long way. So the second one we're going to go through is going to be the one-legged bridge. So this is quite a tough exercise, quite challenging. It's another step up a little bit from the donkey kicks. So you might find there's a bit more body weight and a little bit more resistance as well. So this is another one to try. So we're going to start on our back. So again, finding a nice mat. Shoulders away from the ears, nice and relaxed down by your side. Palms facing down. And then you're just going to have the feet roughly in line with the sitting bone. And the heels are going to be quite close towards the buttocks. And then from here, keeping the hips, knees and ankles in alignment. So don't allow the knees to flare out with this one. So engaging the core, pull that belly button in. We'll take a nice little inhale. We're going to just bring one leg up to tabletop, so that's at 90 degrees. That's going to stay fixed. And then from here, as you exhale, we're just going to take the hip up towards the ceiling. A nice little squeeze, rib cage down, back nice and neutral, and then take it back down. Just tap down nice and gently, and then come back up nice and controlled. So again, there's a few common things that I see with this time and time again. So the first one, your foot's going to be too far out or out to the side, so make sure that everything's in line here. The next one is that this leg will start to flare out a little bit. So don't allow it to flare out the knee. Keep that nice and stable through here. Another one is as people come up, they allow the opposite leg, the hip, to drop down. Try and keep that nice and level as we're coming through. So that's nice and level coming up. And the second one that I see, or the next one that I see, is people come up and start to swing the leg. So you're getting momentum through the leg to come up. Obviously we want to avoid that because we want the muscle to do the work. And then the next one is as we come up through here, again, they turn off the core, they start to arch through the lower back. As you can see, the rib cage is flaring up towards the ceiling and we're just losing control. And again, the movement's coming through that spine as well. Okay, so make sure that everything's nice and strong. You engage your core, belly button in, hips nice and level, and then just drive through and come back down. And you have mastered this movement. So the third exercise, you're going to need a mat again. So this is going to be your one-legged straight hip extension or hip leg lift, okay? So from here, you're going to set yourself up as you did before. So the hands are going to be underneath the shoulders, you're going to push through the hands, shoulders are going to be down, fingers spread out nice and wide. And then from here, just going to engage your core, belly button in, and then we're just going to take one leg back, and then we're just going to point the toes away slightly, keep everything engaged through here. And then if you want to, just going to take a nice little inhale, just lift that leg up, and then take it back down. So this is a good one to get into the glutes. It's a totally different vibe from the donkey kick. There's a little bit more leverage, and it feels a little bit more tougher, and everything's nice and controlled. And then take it back down. So again, with this one, there is a few common mistakes that we see time and time again. So again, it'd be like the last one when we set up. From here, keeping everything nice and engaged, shoulders down. And I just see people start to collapse into the scapula, so your chest comes down towards the ground. So we just want to push through slightly, still keeping the chest open, so we're not rounding up too much and arching through the back. And that keeps that nice posture. And then once we've got through here, first belly button and engage the core, make sure everything's nice and stable first, then take that leg back. Once the leg's back, point the toes, still engaging the core, spine still nice and neutral. We're not collapsing at all. And then from here, a nice inhale and exhale, come up. And again, the common one is, once we get to this spot, people start to arch into the lower back, stomach drops down towards the floor. Getting the movement through the lower back, the leg goes up nice and high. You feel like you're doing fantastic work, but you're not. You need to engage here, come up maybe a little bit shorter, not as high, but still getting that activation through the glute, and that's what's key on this one. So the next one up is going to be the straight-legged hip extension. So you're going to need a bench and you're going to need a mat as well, or you can have a box like this. This is a little bit lower than a bench, so this suits me perfectly. So this one's good to get into the glutes and into the hamstrings, that back neck chain. I'm going to take you through both. I'm going to take you through the double and the single as well. Okay, so we're going to lay down on your back. And the heels are just going to be on or elevated up onto the bench. The hips, knees and ankles in a nice straight line. And there's just going to be a micro bend in the knees as well. So don't allow your knees to extend. So don't drop them down. Keep that slight bend in here. And then the spine's going to be nice and neutral. Hands are going to be down by the side. Shoulders nice and relaxed. Belly button in, engaging the core. And then from here, you're just going to lift up nice and strong, bring the hips up towards the ceiling, engaging the core, spine nice and neutral, and then take it back down. Just allow the glutes just to kiss the floor nicely, and then take it back up. And then back down. Nice and controlled. So this one's quite hard on its own, once you get the reps in and sets. Once you find that too easy, then you can step it up a little bit to the one-legged one. So this is quite tough. So you're going to bring one leg up to tabletop. We're going to engage the core again, stomach in, micro bend from the knee that's straight. And then from here, keep the hips nice and level. So this is a good one because it brings that kind of like anti-rotation movement in there as well. So we're going to keep the hips nice and level, engaging the core, and then just driving up. Hips up towards the ceiling, and then take it back down. Just allow it to kiss nice and gently, and then take it back up. Good, and then back down. Obviously do the other side. So with this one, there's a few things that I see from time and time again, especially with the one-legged one. People allow the knee to come forward, so we start to get that movement. So that helps you actually come up, so that's more momentum than the muscle doing the work. So we want to avoid that, keep that knee nice and fixed. We just go up towards the ceiling. Another one is, as we're coming up, they're allowing this hip to drop down towards the floor. The knee splays out. So we want to avoid that, keep everything nice and strong, nice and level. And then another one is at the top, I see people bending through the lower back, the rib cage flares up, the stomach comes up towards the ceiling, they feel like they're getting more height, but again, that movement's coming through the spine and it's not actually coming through the muscle doing the work. So make sure this is all locked in nice and tight and allow that muscle to do the work. So master these exercises, see how you get on, and let me know in the comments what ones you found more beneficial for you. Take care.